Friends, in Wow Series 42, I am going to talk about a range of philosophical responses reflecting various traditions and perspectives in respect of self-exploration, or who am I, what type of person I am, what is inside me, how to understand myself. These are the things. One is known as existentialism. From an existentialist viewpoint, identity is not predetermined but created through choices and actions. One becomes who they are through experiences. Then the second concept is known as Buddhism. The concept of no self, anatta, suggests that the self is an illusion. Identity is a collection of transient experiences and thoughts constantly changing. I talked about in 38 Wow series Hinduism. Hinduism in Advaita Vedanta, the true self, Atman, is identified with Brahman, the universal consciousness. The individual self is ultimately an expression of this oneness. Now, there is another concept known as Cartesian philosophy, René Descartes. He talked about cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am, asserting that the act of thinking is proof of one's existence and identity. Then there is another concept known as social constructivism. This perspective argues that identity is shaped by societal interactions and cultural context, emphasizing that who I am, self-exploration, is influenced by relationships and roles. The next one is postmodernism. Postmodern thinkers suggest that identity is fragmented and fluid, rejecting fixed notions of self in favor of multiple shifting identities shaped by context. Then coming to psychological perspective. In psychology, identity encompasses various factors such as personality, memories, beliefs, and social roles, all contributing to the essence of self. Then the concept of spiritual self. Spiritual self means what? That you are going to do what your spiritual masters talk to you about, including exploration. Self, because they say self is not just a physical or mental, but also spiritual, encouraging exploration beyond material realm. The last one is introspection. Philosophically, one might conclude that the search for who I am, or self-exploration, is a lifelong journey, requiring deep reflection and self-inquiry to uncover layers of meaning and authenticity. Friends, in this respect, I want to quote a poem of mine by title Saint and Saturn. Again, this poem you will find in my book of English poems, Echoes of Life. The title of the poem is Saint and Saturn. Both Saturn and the Saint undoubtedly in us reside. Which one comes out depends upon what we decide. Constant introspection of values and attitudes with vigilance will help one to attain, in the course of time, a sort of balance. But Saturn will be tamed, as no one will be able to successfully eliminate him and remove him. And the saint in you will be reflected in your actions as you move. Therefore, friends, remember, there are always ugly part, good part in us. There is a saint is there, there is Saturn is there. Actually, one of the sayings says, it is easy to be a saint or a Saturn, very difficult to be a human being. Therefore, always that inner struggle is there between the saint and Saturn. Therefore, by your introspection, by your control of mind and emotions, you know how to behave like a saint, as a human being, instead of being controlled by the Saturn. Thank you, friends. Now, later on, Wow Series 43, I come to you in course of time. Thank you very much.